Hi everybody, it's Julia and I am going to start making a new layout, and I just thought I was going to show you what I've done so far. So I was in the studio and painting, and I have this photo of my sister and her boyfriend, her man friend boyfriend, um, and there's a lot of these flowers, and I thought it would be really cool to make something different. To paint my own background. So I made that, but I want the title to be something with the name of the flower. So I printed that out, and I'm going to use this, and I think I'm going to put it right here. And so I'm going to stitch that, so I'm going to do that and then come back. So I stitched my layout, gosh Julia, stitched my word for the title. The photo is printed with a white border, and I'm going to use a doily and then mat it on some vellum. Now I want the photo obviously, but also my background that I've worked really hard on to be sort of main thing on this layout. So I'm going to keep the layers pretty simply and up in that corner. So I just wanted to add a bit more interest around the photo, and the vellum I think adds just that. And what I like to do is not like completely a hair vellum, so that it sort of lifts up and you get that really pretty soft shadow. Speaking of shadows, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about the dogs. Ugh. So anyway, moving on. It is dog crazy down here. It's like late night. I'm recording a voiceover the day before it goes up, and yeah, Viola is like on guard duty. I don't know on what, but whatever. So, back to layout. What I want to do is keep pretty much everything on the right side of this page, and what I did here is a big mistake, it's a big no-no. When adhering vellum, don't use wet glue. It's not fun. The vellum buckles because it can't absorb the moisture, wetness, whatever. Um, so my title, or sort of sentiment, is going to be around that word, but I'm going to add some other words, and I thought I was going to use a white gel pen. Of course you're not going to see that, so I'm going to add a black pen, but then I realized, because I just made a big mistake, to let the white gel pen dry before. I wanted to add some more element and texture to the page, so I'm picking out some wood veneers. Well, actually I'm picking out one. The thing is that if you look close on the layout, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but look at my mistake is what I'm saying. After the R, I sort of poked up an N, because in my mind that made sense, but when I was stitching it out, I was like, it's not going to be an N there. So I'm trying to cover that up with the wood heart, but now I've pointed it out, so you will obviously look for it. So I'm just going to write with my black fine tip pen from Faber-Castell. So it's going to be like they are sitting amongst the flowers in Hofsnäs, sort of. I'm not going to say the name of them because I don't know it's in English. So here I realized that my photo has started buckling because the vellum is buckling below. I have my glass dish on my desk filled with leaves that I cut because I always do that and I love them. So I'm going to use a few of them with some gold glitter on them to sort of frame my photo just a little bit. And the green is these flowers or leaves are cut from watercolor paper that I have painted, so it's the same sort of tone color as the background. So that I'm thinking that it adds a bit of texture because it's pretty flat layout, but it still adds a little bit without being too much. And that gold is, gold glitter. I mean, do I need to explain that? I don't think so. No. I love how these leaves turned out, and what I did is I paint a section of watercolor paper green because I like green, and then I just put down random strips of gold glitter washi tape, and when I die cut it you get this sort of gold effect on it, and I really like it. I done that with gold foil tape too. Looks brilliant, really nice. Yeah, so I got my fine tip glue dispenser it's awesome and I am really happy. I have multi-matte medium in it, which is really good too. As a finishing touch, we all do it, is adding some gold highlight shine, because I don't think I need to explain that either. It's pretty self-explanatory. So that is about it. I'm going to rip up my photo in a minute. I know that sounds awful, but the vellum has, I'm going to look for a date. I'm going to stamp it wrong anyway, spoiler. Um, but the vellum has started to ripple or buckle a lot, and it's sort of because of how the photo was attached, it started to buckle too, and I'm like, that is my only copy of that photo that I've printed out in good quality. So I'm like, I need to try to save it, and I rip it up. And I'm going to let my page rest, and then I'm going to attach it again. I want, this page is a bit, it's I think 30 by 30 centimeters, so I need to mat it on something to make it a full page. And I thought first white, but then I realized this watercolor paper is not white, so it just looked like it was dirty. Or sort of. So I decided to mat it on this. It's a nickel wood grain by American Craft, and I just really like that soft neutral color, and you can see I have die cut a lot of things there. I also die cutted some bows, so I'm going to add that too. Now the wood grain texture is not that obvious, but I know it's there, and I think the color is just really pretty. So I love how this page turned out. It's really simple and pretty artistic, and I hope you have liked it too.